Do it live. Are we live?
Oh, I'm gonna cough like a
We
bitch when I hit
are
this.
now.
Doing it
Oh,
live.
yeah. Oh, yeah. In this episode of the Red Eye Report, we talk deception. We grandstand in front of a bunch of grieving parents. And as usual, we find a happy medium between BS and big breasts. With me this week is the all-thing Oracle. Oracle's been MIA for a few days. He wants us to believe he has a fancy new job. Really, he's been catfishing an entire group of foreign exchange students from China.
Hell yeah. Big
Yeah.
Daddy.
Next to him is the soot-covered Ashtray. Ashtray has been slowly but surely recovering from an unfortunate ass dog incident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ate it sideways.
Too hot.
I ate it sideways. Gross. But you've also got a fluffy teddy bear. For some reason, he likes it when his youngest dog gets, and I quote, up inside me.
See, that's some weird ass. That's some weird ass shit.
Yeah.
Y'all are trying to put on me. That ain't cool.
Last at least,
Fucking.
I'm the mystic. I'm so diabolical, I once made my kids believe I loved them. That's the Red Eye Report.
You're not diabolical. It's called parenting, bro. It's fucking parenting. I once told my son that he maybe we was being a little bitch in the car, and we stopped at we were going to go shopping. He's like, "What are we doing?" I was like, I'm gonna trade you in for a kid with chubbier cheeks because you're not nice."
Oh,
That's what I told my son.
snap. You hit him on the cheeks, Mark, huh?
Yeah. I didn't trade him in. Of course, I love my son, but anyway.
So, all right. I'm just gonna go through here. There's a lot of
Oh, wait.
information.
Teddy is queuing us for
Oh,
the
yeah,
weekly
yeah, I was wondering
benefit
what
event.
happened to
Who
Teddy.
we benefiting this week? Who we got?
Oh, it's Ashtray can't see on the feed.
We're
Oh,
benefiting
shit.
all the pit bulls that survived Michael Vick's kennel.
Oh, nice, good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you
They're-
do?
they're all probably
Ashtray?
dead.
so Vicaroni 1, Vicaroni
That
2,
was like 12 years
Vicaroni
ago.
3,
I did that to
Little
call attention
Vickster.
to the fact that Michael Vick's shit was they have a 30 for 30 about that shit, but everybody's forgotten about Brett Favre stealing millions from Mississippians to build his daughter a fucking volleyball court.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking old Brett Favre.
Good
I mean,
old
yeah.
Brett
And the
Favre,
dude makes
man.
like $25 million
Right.
a year.
He's
he
just
can't
got,
build a
he's got to
volleyball
flash
court?
his yellow dick, and he's
Mhm.
got to steal
Wanna-
from
wanna see
fucking
your
people
penis?
on welfare.
Got to pull out his old half-flaccid pud.
Flaccid pud. Anyway,
All right.
so
Awesome.
the Doddleston Messages. I just randomly saw this video, right? Or a video about this.
I never heard him.
Me neither. And it's fucking the level of fuckery that was involved in this is fucking amazing, right? Like there's all these different people that they think did it, but like no one really knows.
Nobody knows.
So the
Nobody
Doddleston
fucking knows.
Messages are a set of unexplained emails, if you will, from a person living in the time of King Henry VII, who claims he was given a computer by a mysterious entity from the year 2109. The quiet Cheshire village of Doddleston, a few miles from the Welsh border, may not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of time travel or even bizarre ghostly phenomena. But in the mid-1980s, 1985, Cheshire economics teacher named Ken Webster received a series of cryptic messages on his BBC Micro home computer that appeared to have been sent by someone living in the reign of King Henry VII. In those days, the internet was a tiny, almost unknown network operated by a few specialists. So he actually got the loan, or the computer was loaned to him from the BBC, and it had no means of connecting to the outside world. So it didn't actually,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't connected to
So-
the internet.
Yeah, and what year was this again?
85.
85.
Yeah, fuck, there wasn't even really public internet then, was there?
So the computer
No.
actually lacked a
Yeah,
hard
not the
drive,
web.
relying on small floppy disks, like you did.
So it had to have if it didn't have a hard drive, it was like
That would have been back in the
8
classic
megabytes of data
floppies when they
contained.
actually flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, when Ken left the computer switched on but unattended, the messages appeared on the Micro's floppy drive. Apparently sent by a man named Lucas, who was living in the 16th century. The messages were written in an old-fashioned but still more or less understandable form of English. The first of them, in a file apparently addressed to Ken, his girlfriend Debbie, and their housemate Nick, appeared in December 1984. It appeared to be sort of poem that began, "True are the nightmares of a person that fears, safe are the bodies of the silent world." So Ken was baffled by the mystery file. It's like this file just fucking popped up on his desk, like his hard, or his, his
Right,
Right.
and he's
fucking
probably
plugged
like,
it in.
Hazel, have you been sitting down writing romance novels again?
Um, So he was baffled, but with Christmas coming, he soon forgot about it, and wasn't until the following February that he borrowed the machine from work again. The next message was more clearly beginning of a conversation, commenting on Ken's strange modern English. The writer appeared to have been a former occupant of the cottage who saw electric lights as a thing the devil maketh. Adding to the mystery, at
Buy the
around
new
the same
shades,
time,
devil in them lights.
Adding to the mystery, at around the same time, there was a spate of paranormal events in the cottage. Tins were found inexplicably stacked up in the kitchen. Unexplained messages
hate
and
when my
chalk were
tins are
found on the
stacked.
walls, and Ken and his housemates occasionally heard phantom footsteps. On one occasion, Debbie says she came home to be faced with a 6-foot-high pile of furniture. Debbie, I'm calling bullshit up. So, as the strange computer conversation progressed, mysterious presence identified themselves as Lucas Wayneman, who claimed to have been living in a house on the site of Meadow Cottage during Henry the. Now this says Henry the Eighth. I don't know what's real anymore.
None of it is.
Henry the Eighth or Seventh, something like that. Marriage to Catherine Parr. So yeah, it was Henry the Eighth. Although the messages were oddly inconsistent. At one point, the writer claimed that they were writing in 1521, but gave King Henry VIII's age as 46 when he would have been 29. But Lucas explained his evasiveness as natural caution because he was afraid of being arrested for witchcraft. Come on now.
Arrested for witchcraft.
Did Lucas ever give her?
I'd be afraid of being called a loon.
So hold on. We got a lot of. Oh, Eddie, we're just beginning, buddy.
Okay, so did he ever give a reason of how Lucas could
Teddy's asking questions to the movie theater screen again.
My bad. Go ahead. Keep
You'll
going.
see, dude. You'll see. So far, Ken's
How he
tale
do that?
sounded like a computer-age ghost story. But then it got even stranger. In one of his replies, Lucas expressed surprise that Ken was writing in 1985. You said your time is 1985, but I thought you were from 2109, like your friend who brought me the Leames Boist. The Leames Boist
Oh.
appears to have been the device brought by a person named only as one that Lucas was using to communicate with the future. Later, Lucas revealed that he had been using an alias to evade witch hunters, and his real name was Tomas Hardin. So Ken's friend Peter Trinder did some research to track down Hardin, and later spoke to a BBC interviewer who insists that if the story was in fact a hoax, he had nothing to do with it, and he didn't see how Ken or Debbie could either. So at one point, John Bucknell and Dave Welch, investigators from the Society of Physical Research, I'm sure that's super upstanding,
Fucking legit, bro.
Physical
Legit, man.
visited the cottage to see if they too could communicate with Lucas. Even with Ken and Debbie out of the room, some messages still got through. So there was no one there to send them, and they were still receiving them. So this, you know what I'm saying?
To this unconnected
how would they
computer,
do us?
ancient
Yes,
computer,
exactly.
Yeah.
An examination of the events on Carol Vorderman's Out of This World show could find no explanation for the mystery. So that was whatever fucking Peter Lay, this YouTube page thing. Peter Lay, who runs the Nostalgia Nerd YouTube channel. You ever seen that? It's
No.
actually a pretty good fucking YouTube channel. He dives. That's where this was from. That's where I saw this on. Suspects that the entire mystery may have been a hoax, which goes some way to explaining the inconsistency of the message between past and future. So the orchestrator of this whole campaign seems to have become overwhelmed with the task, leaving too many loose threads, he says. Peter points out how often the messages come through after Debbie has been alone with the computer.
Oh,
He
fucking Debbie.
Yeah, yeah.
Goddamn Debbie, writing her romance novels again. Slut.
So yeah, While the BBC Micro was capable of some networking, it seems highly unlikely to Peter that the messages were somehow transmitted from another machine. Even if the BBC Micro was connected up to the internet, he says, that implies that there's a box connected up somewhere that has a link to the past. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Or
Yeah.
somebody's just a fucking bullshitter.
Yeah, or
Well-
someone's just fucking typing to the.
You're
Yeah,
looking at the
that's what
world's
I'm
first internet troll right here, bro.
Oh, dude, that's
Towards
like
the end of the 16th month, toward the end of the 16-month phenomenon, the mysterious future presences from 2109 made an appearance.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh, like
Promising.
physical appearance.
No, they wrote messages too,
Ah.
promising that Hardin.
They beamed into the room. What's up, bro? Y'all been talking to our homie in the past?
So they promised that Hardin, the guy from the 1500s, was writing a book about his communication with the 1980s, and it would one day be found. It hasn't been found. I'm just saying. So-
Wait,
And
so the
they
guy
were-
in
they
the
were from
future
21,
said
like 60, right?
the guy in the future said he's writing a
2109.
book about his
No,
his,
20. The guy sent messages from the future. The YouTube video has it's way more in depth. And I think I had the link. I think I fucked that link up. I'll put it back in there.
I'm gonna say.
The YouTube video is way more in depth. Like he has like the actual messages that were sent. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Mhm.
article
Right.
doesn't have all that shit. But they actually whoever was doing this was going to the trouble of finding out how they actually spoke in the 1520s because it was accurate to that time period. That's what fascinates me is that someone was so fucking bored with their life
Well,
that they
yeah, they
wanted
didn't
to
have
fuck with
Pornhub yet.
somebody
well, yeah.
else
If
like
they were
that.
the one person that wasn't doing cocaine at the time, I mean, what else are you gonna
in
do?
80s England, yeah. Oh man, that's a fucking. It's just a fascinating fucking story. And then this other one, oh, I do have the wrong fucking link.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it, dude.
God damn it! I wanted to find out. So I must have misheard you. I thought you were trying to say that the guy in the future was saying, "Hey, I'm gonna write a book," and they're like, "You know what? We never found it."
No. The guy in the
Guy in the
future
past.
told them
Future,
that
right.
the guy in the past was writing a
writing a book.
book about his experience and interaction with the people from 1985, but they haven't found the book yet.
But then
In the
the
future.
fucking Catholic Church suppressed it.
Well, we
So
still, we
that-
still got like
that
80. We still got
Tomas-
like 80
Right.
years though. 2109,
But
right?
that
So we still got,
Tomas
like 80
Hardman-
years.
Ate it, small little pieces.
That Tomas Hardman, that who he said actually his name was, he did actually work for a university near where that cottage was. Jesus
Back in the 1500s.
in Oxford, yeah, in the 1500s. So,
Oh,
like
wow.
like I said, they were doing their research. They were actually
Yeah.
finding.
Went to the public
Uh,
library.
Oh no, here it is. He was in a college. He was a vicar of a church in Gloucestershire, however the fuck you say that. Yeah, in some shit in England during
Hmm.
that time period. So he was a real fucking dude. Like, you know, they weren't like fucking around. So like here's some messages that he sent. He said, "I thought you were also from 2109, like your friend. Liketh your friend who brought the box of lights. Pray?" Question mark.
Like
I
it,
don't know
your
what the
friend.
pray. Yeah. So his friend from 2109 brought him a box. That was the fucking.
That was
I
the
don't even know how to
computer.
pronounce that Plythe thing. Something fucking Plythe. Yeah, the thing that he's
So
typing.
wait
to
a second. The
now.
guy from 2109 brought him a BBC Micro.
No, he brought.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
that's
losing
what
track
that's
here.
what he
It's-
thinks it is. Yes, he
Yeah.
brought him a BBC Micro that he called some other name.
It's like
know
a
what I mean?
Yipus or something that he called it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
man, they must have really fucked up or
Well,
something if the computers are BBC Micros in 2109.
Oh, someone held it in their fucking closet. It's just like this fucking shitty ass old 3D printer I'm still
Well, the
running.
guy, we don't know what the guy. the computer that the guy got back in the 1500s, he caught something else. We don't know if that was BBC.
Yeah. We don't know what it
The
was.
guy,
Oh, I
yeah,
thought you were talking about the guy in
Apparently
2105.
he called it it was called like a lipe or something or whatever. I can't remember what Mystic said the name
Yeah.
was, but yeah. But the guy in
Campfire.
1984, he had the BBC. So you said the guy. So you said the guys from the future said that the guy in the past is going to make.
Our
gonna write
audience
a book
doesn't
that's
know
gonna be
what's
found.
going on.
And they're in year 109, 2109. So we still got like 80 years, bro.
I mean, this is
The book might be
basically
found.
like watching Sandman or something, you know.
Hey, that show was awesome. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right, don't you bring that negativity in
And
here.
then
Don't
there
you
were
put that ego on us.
giant cats. Fucking ruled the world. What the fuck? What is this?
Yeah, right.
It's a reason to go hunting. Okay, that cartoon part was kind of weird. Yes, I get that. But
Damn COVID.
I think somebody
So
just had
this is
a
the
good
full-
fucking prank here, man.
This is the full
Their
This is the
timeline.
full message the full first message that was mysteriously on this computer. True are the nightmares of a person that fears. Safe are the bodies of the silent world. Turn, pretty flower, turn towards the sun, for you shall grow and sow. But the flower reaches too high, and withers in the burning light. Get out your bricks, pussycat, pussycat. Went to London to seek fame and fortune. Faith must not be lost, but this shall be your redeemer. What in the actual fuck is that?
I mean, that would
Yeah.
be pretty fucking
That's some
weird to
bad
get
refrigerator poetry.
right to boot this super
poetry.
exciting like
So,
niche tech thing that you just
so a few
brought
days
home.
later,
And this was
right.
apparently written in 1500.
Yes, 1521. A few days later, a second message came through, equally mysterious, but this time written in some archaic version of British English. I write on behalf of many. What strange words you speak. You are a worthy, good man who has a fanciful woman, and you live in my house, who dwell in my home, with lights which the devil makes. It was a great crime to have stolen, bribed my house. Signed L.W.
okay, so how long do these messages go on for? This little communique.
16 months.
18 months.
18 months. Okay.
18 months. Yeah.
And has there been any other activity? You know, did they disconnected? Do we still have it hooked up or?
Oh, he finally
It doesn't say.
ran out of ink cartridges.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Or
like
the fuck-
fuck it, they're too expensive. I'm not
Or
gonna
the,
go buy
too many.
anymore.
What they call those ink ribbons? The old, remember
Yeah,
in the old word
right,
processors you had to
yeah.
load in?
So over the 18 months, messages continued to appear on the computer, and Webster committed himself to figuring out who or what was behind them. He asked the person or whatever a series of questions
whatever.
about where and when they were from. He asked what college he went to and who was the reigning king of the time. Points describes an exchange that answered some questions and yet left many more in the wake of Lucas's cryptic reply. Lucas is suspicious about Ken and Debbie's motives. He deliberately lays traps for them to see if they are really from the future. In his time, there was no Jesus College in Oxford. It was founded in 1571. So he thinks that anyone from the future would know he was given what, from his perspective, is obviously false information. His real name emerges later as Thomas Harden, or Harden, Hawarden. Someone of his name did exist and was vicar of a church in Gloucester in 1550. So, there's another message.
Thanks for creeping us out, bro.
There's another
Yeah.
message.
So,
Hold on.
well, good talk.
This
All right.
ends up being found or some shit. We're gonna it's world's coming to an end.
The messages continued, and it became clear that Thomas could see and hear some of the goings on in Meadow College, as he would comment on photos left around the computer by Webster, like a picture of a Jaguar car that Thomas mentioned later in a message. I have found your picture of the cart, but it is a crude thing that without the horse, it won't go far.
Oh bullshit.
Yeah,
They
right.
saw a fucking Jaguar, they'd be like, holy fucking shit.
They think it was a spaceship,
Right?
you know? That thing can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Obviously, they're fucking with him. And was
this
it
is
Debbie?
all happened in
Was it
England.
Debbie? Yeah.
I think
would
it had
be
to be
some-
somebody. Had to be somebody who'd seen who knew the picture was there, because if they didn't have any cameras set up or anything,
Be
or
some
did they
limey
have any cameras
bastards.
set up or
So
anything?
2109 then starts leaving messages for Ken and Debbie, right?
This is after they've been talking with 15.
This is after they've been talking to the 1521 dude. Hold on.
Meanwhile, the 21.
So this is the first one. The singular. So this is what they received. Try to understand that you three have a purpose that shall, in your lifetime, change the face of history. We, 2109, must not affect your thoughts directly, but give you some sort of guidance that will allow room for your own destiny.
Yeah.
There was no punctuation there.
Upgrade
All we
the
can say
electrical
is
in the
that-
house.
All that we can say is that we are all part of the same God. Whatever he is, is.
Dun dun dun.
So 2109 then starts leaving messages for Ken and Debbie, claiming they are involved in an experiment or a similar project with a higher purpose.
We found your nudes. Yeah.
2109 communicates in a very different tone and language, using scientific terms, but also giving little detail about their agenda, other than annoyance at Ken and Debbie when, for example, they find out Lucas's real name, and 2109 worry that this will disrupt their plans. Like, this is how fucking, like, this, they were crafting a fucking story while fucking.
It sounds like she was trying to write her own little fucking romance novel between times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
fucking
World's
Debbie.
first internet troll,
experiments,
man.
what
Telling you.
plans? The questions continued to mount until finally Webster invited a paranormal investigation team called the Society of Physical Research. We've been there.
Legit.
To the cottage to investigate. 3 times they came, and each time they left with no answers. Obviously, because it's fucking not real.
Physical research, you know, they
Eventually,
touch
Thomas
it.
said that he was being forced from his land and was never heard from again, but said that he would leave something for his friends in the future. And that's when the 2109 sent the last message that said he was writing a book, and that blah blah blah, you'll find it eventually.
And instead, he
That's
became an
never-
alcoholic and never finished it.
Yeah, right. I just
That book's
find
buried in
that
England
that's an
somewhere, fellas.
incredible level of detail to go into
And I guess
with somebody.
who, I guess, where did this story come from? Which press, like, was it the BBC they were talking to try to explain this thing? Like, it sounded like it started in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So it's
I don't know.
like, yeah, all pre-internet stuff. So they would have been talking to some reporters, I'm assuming, for this story to get to us today.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Unless
Like I
some
said, it's
jackass
all in
just
that video.
some jackass made this entire story up about something that happened in the 80s, about some jackass talking to people in the past, in the future, and they made it up in 2012. Just wrote this whole backstory.
I hope so. I hope that's really the what's going on.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is pretty impressive that nobody, like Debbie, who got drunk one night and she was just like, I fucking did it. I fucking
Yeah, I
hate
know
you
the
and I
crack.
did it.
Yeah, right. My book was
find it-
supposed to make millions.
Did they ask the people in the future any questions? Because I find it hard to believe to be talking to somebody in the future. I know
Yeah,
I understand
right.
talking to somebody in the past, trying to find out who he is.
What were the
but yeah,
numbers for the
I mean,
big
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and like I
$1
said, that
Powerball?
video is much more in depth about what they actually said. You know what I mean? Because there were
okay.
messages back and forth.
Right.
All right. Check out the
Oh.
video on our web.
Awesome. Now I gotta
Right.
go watch
Now we're
the
moving on to
fucking-
the wet sexy section.
Check out the sluts.
Oracle cruising around in a Porsche Cayman.
Yep. So I had a thing out in LA this past weekend. Went there. LA's still a shithole. Bunch of bums and human feces everywhere.
Did
Got
you
out
see
of-
human feces on the street?
Oh yeah, it's fucking everywhere, dude.
Oh,
like-
wow.
Some of them at least bag it up, like they fucking must just shit into dog
Grocery bags.
and like tie it up and put it on the street. There aren't trash receptacles. Fucking
Oh, there's no trash cans for people
no,
to
no
put it in?
trash cans, no public bathrooms, just bums shooting up fucking and shitting.
So now your place was in Soho or just off of it?
Yeah, it was some fucking oldie.
What do you say, 3 blocks from the Cecil Hotel?
Yeah, down by the Cecil.
I take it it's very affordable to get a hotel room down there.
No.
Or did you actually want to like,
Nothing's
hey, I want to see what Skid
affordable
Row's
in
like?
LA.
Well, the whole point of the Cecil was that they split part of it off for cheap hotel rooms in LA, and people didn't realize it was down in the fucking Skid Row.
Yeah, I don't know.
What made you decide to choose to go down?
I didn't choose that place. It was a place that was provided for me.
We'll put them down in Skid Row.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it was
got
because
the
it was
spot
cheap.
for you, man. Got this tent city in Skid Row, dude.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, so I got out of fucking LA and started going toward greater San Diego area, which is a much, much, much better area. And
72 degrees.
had my buddy had a Porsche Cayman, and he let me drive
it. Or is he renting it?
It's his. So I got to fucking drive it around in the hills of Escondido, lose some money at the casino, and
you didn't Brian Walker it, so awesome, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Paul Walker it. Yeah.
I gotta tell you that fucking thing, because it's a mid-engine car. The handling on that is freakish. I mean, it's so unbelievably responsive.
Yeah.
And the faster you
Paul
go,
Walker could tell you how fast it is.
the faster you go, the more it
he
fucking
can't.
grips.
That's right.
Was that the same type of car Paul Walker was in?
No, I don't think so.
Same engine type of layout.
Oh.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Because Porsches have all their weight on the SM. When they go fucking loose, they go loose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
but it makes for a responsive fucking vehicle.
Well, it wasn't at the ass end. It's right behind the seat, the engine on this one.
Oh, they moved it mid.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the Cayman
it wasn't the same layout then.
Yeah.
But yours that probably handled a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Than normal 911s because they have all the ascent, the fucking ascent has all the weight.
It was a lot of fun just going on I-5 out there, or was it 95? No, I-5 out in California, and fucking merging and pretending like I'm fucking race car driver.
Can I say that again?
Like pretend you're in your VR.
Yeah.
This is so intense.
But by the time I got home, I got in my Hyundai. I was just like, wow. This is pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, right.
Gotta drive this shit home. Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Carol, let's get a new car.
Yeah. So that was cool. LA, suck my dick. Greater San Diego, you're still awesome.
You're still awesome, San Diego.
That's right.
According to Oracle.
Boom.
Stay classy.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Anyway, the next dude, I'm going to talk about Chris Turner, who is a comedian, I guess, / freestyle rapper. But he is a upper middle class white boy from Great Britain.
Here, I'm gonna play some audio through.
He asks the crowd for 5 suggestions, and there's rules. He doesn't take animals or foods, and he doesn't take a suggestion more than once. So they'll give him shit like the best one he's ever had is 9th century crop rotation. So that's one of the topics that he has to rap about, and he does a freestyle rap about 5 different topics, and they flow together, and it is quite possibly some of the most impressive shit that I've ever seen.
All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna listen to
anybody.
You look like you could work at SpaceX or something. Where are you from?
Let's get
You
up
should
into
just
the
advance
wrap.
it
Such
like
a lovely
2-3
kind of
minutes
delicate.
in.
We don't get them because 3 people said. Great. 3 people said. Great.
Chris, if I was drawn by one
Get
of the artists.
fucking going
Little
here, buddy.
scone with a bit of strawberry jam. When it comes to high tea in
go back a little
England, everybody who know your family round never got the shy ones. I get a bit of white bread, cutting off the crust. If you leave them on the edge of the bread, I don't trust you. I want to make sure they got cheese and maybe a little bit of cucumber. Yes, please, I will take a little scone with a bit of strawberry jam. When it comes to high tea in England, everybody who feels on my team come round and feast upon the tea with the queen. Lizzie in a palace,
whitest
she's
crowd I've
got a
ever
lot of balance. If you say the tea tastes bad, she pours malice on you, getting angry, looking at you crafty like a little fox, hot box in the back seat.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, like, when you hear, you didn't hear what the suggestions were in that, but like when he does the raps, you can hear when he hits the fucking suggestions, man. I don't know how his brain does it. So
yeah,
fucking
those
fast.
people who can freestyle like that their brains are just amaze me. It's
Right,
like
and
magic.
it's comedic. It's not like, I mean, he's not the greatest rapper. It's all about the comedy of it.
Yeah.
That's what I find the funniest, the best part. So
fuck
yeah,
white people
check it
trying to
out.
take our stuff.
He's got. Oh, shut up, Ted.
Had to be there.
It's
Yeah,
our
so-
thing.
It's
Right, go ahead.
fucking fun. Check it out. He's got a lot of them. Teddy, life.
Yeah, I'm having fun with my family, doing good. Fucking life.
LIF.
Nah, I thought I put E on that bitch. Somebody, I think Ashley probably corrected it. Somebody fucking with me. I know how to spell, goddammit. I know lives. I got 3 of them right here. But yeah, just doing well. Yeah, just enjoying life. Had a shit ton of sex last weekend. Just doing good.
Word.
Live.
Live and
Extra.
laugh. Live
Fuck
and
you.
let
Live and
live.
Live.
One of you evil white people are race to eat. Don't fucking try to do that shit to me. That's why you can't trust Whitey. Can't trust Whitey.
We gotta discredit him.
That's right.
All right.
Push him down.
FTX goes poof. Ashtray.
Oh yeah. So the old crypto exchange, which some of you, I'm sure, most of you at least heard about it in the headlines. We're probably like, "What the fuck was this about?" All I know is Tom Brady lost a bunch of money.
Not a good year for Brady, huh?
You probably will remember. Oracle can maybe play this clip in the background, but it was Super Bowl commercial with Larry David jumping through multiple periods of time where he's like, some old pharaoh, and the guy is like, "I invented the wheel," and he's like,
I don't think so.
"Nah,
This is
yeah, I don't think it's good. It looks like a bagel."
I got dead right here.
And then jumps to like him poo-pooing on Thomas Edison's light bulb. Anyways, gets all the way to the end where some guy's like, "Oh, you can invest in FTX, it's safest cryptocurrency." And he goes, nah, trust me, it's not going to work. Well, turns out, motherfucker didn't work. This guy, he goes by SBF. He was like going for that tech guru genius caricature where, he has this floppy, sloppy mop of head hair.
Steve
So I was
Jobs.
wearing this
Early
shitty-
Steve Jobs.
Oh, like even worse than Steve Jobs, because he'd always wear like these fucking like sandals and shitty gym shorts. Like
Really?
the thing is he's what people don't realize is he was the second largest donor to the Democratic Party this election season, only second to George Soros.
Wow.
Really?
And yes, there's pictures with him with Maxine Waters where she's blowing him
Wow.
kisses. There's pictures of him and fucking Bill Gates, or I mean,
Oh,
not Bill
man.
Gates, Bill Clinton. He was the second biggest donor to Joe Biden, and he was pushing heavily for the SEC to regulate the crypto industry. And the thing is, he was kind of this. He had this whole. He'd done all these podcasts where all these podcasters now who were shilling for him, and he was actually paying them as sponsors to push for FTX crypto exchange. They all touted how he's the richest, most generous billionaire. He did all this, what do they call it, proactive altruism, where it's like, oh, we're going to change the world in the most efficient way possible. And he, like, I don't drive a rich car. I still have my Toyota Corolla. Like, I'm just this guy who was a genius and just became super rich and have the second largest crypto exchange in the world. Well, turns out I'll probably do an episode on this when we figure out the details, but it'll be like that Mount Gox collapse episode. Except for this one is it's a crazier fucking story because this guy,
pure stupidity.
Well, Mount Gox they didn't donate into the politics. This guy was trying to basically like get the SEC to like write the rules in his favor while these other exchanges.
Oh, you mean like other privileged white guys?
That's how white people have been doing
Shame on him.
Well,
We're trying to do white people shit. How fucking dare he?
The thing is, it turns out his entire value, for the most part, was written on and based upon these FTT tokens that were basically like their own fun money bucks. It's their own coin, their own shit coins they made. And they like it having someone leak their balance sheet onto like CoinDesk, I think is this it's a news network for cryptocurrency news. And they like everyone realized like, oh, so most of your value is your own fucking fund money?
Yeah, right.
Like what happens if all your own fund money goes up, and it's like people have invested billions of dollars in their own actual cash. And the things people now are saying is like some of these reporters who are trying to dig down into this, they're like, this guy just came out of nowhere. You can't be worth $18 billion and you don't have a backstory. He's like every billionaire on the Forbes list, like they've worked their way up to those billions, or they were inherited it. Either way, like there's a story behind everyone. And this guy's just like all of a sudden I just made these crypto exchange.
They call it in art provenance or
yeah, provenance.
What is it called with like the history of the piece? Something.
Yeah, I think it is just provenance. But
like there's a story. Yeah, you're right. There's a history.
Like
we know where this shit is fucking coming.
There are articles, there's tax filings and there's actual track record.
Even if they're all lies, we know where it originated.
And this guy, he sponsored all the umpires for Major League Baseball last season.
Sponsored the umpires?
Yeah,
they fucking weird.
Sponsor the umpires.
I mean, it's just
or like,
I didn't know
like
the umpires.
All the umpires had FTX uniforms and stuff. They also bought the name for I believe it's the Miami Heat's arena. Is now the FTX arena.
Yeah.
And
well, good luck with that.
Yeah, it won't be for too much longer.
So this guy just came out of nowhere and nobody knows where he came from?
Well, the thing is, his whole like backstory was that, he made his money on some of these initial. He used to work for this it was called Jane Street, which was a kind of crypto / securities exchange, like starting in finance, but like this immense amount of wealth, like just kind of came up out of like nowhere in the sense that all of a sudden he was throwing that much money that he was all of a sudden being seen everywhere in DC. But yet all these other rich people are like, who the fuck is this sloppy ass? Like even worse.
Fuck this bitch.
Worse than Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg did the whole, hoodie kind of jeans look. Yeah. But like this guy, he looked like the kind of guy who was still eating fucking Totino pizza rolls in his mom's basement. And he was touted as a genius because he was playing League of Legends while in a meeting for some $2.5 billion deal or $1 million deal. Anyways, it was just like
People
Just
are
like
fucking
legend.
idiots. Like old
Yes.
That
people
sounds.
with the money are idiots and can be.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like if you plug in the TV, the HDMI, they think you're a genius.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That
Same,
sounds like
same
seriously
fucking thing
sounds like
here.
an
Hey,
episode
don't you talk about Nana and Papa like that, okay?
it sounds like an episode of Silicon Valley.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he's so smart. He can play this video game that I don't understand with so much money on the line.
Yeah.
It's just
I
a
just turned
fucking
the TV on, and there's
Yeah,
just all
right. Like
these,
he's just
like,
he's
things
able to
that I just click
concentrate
on.
right.
in both places at once. He's probably coding at the same time.
That's how it happens.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so,
god.
That's
it's
just a
sexy to see
preview.
that.
Ashtray will have a whole show.
Yeah,
folks.
yeah. Once the
We'll
real
have a
meat
deep
comes out.
dive into some FTX fuckery.
Oh yeah.
All right, fuck what you think. Oracle, warm embrace of the couch. Not the couch, the couch.
The couch. So I finally got I've had a full-size couch for the first time, and it's really nice. I like the couch. And
Oh, that's right. You just had a futon, didn't you?
yeah, I've always had kind of shitty couches, not like the big sectionals.
Oh, the big couches are awesome.
Yeah, so I've got
Yeah,
one of
they're-
those, and one of my cats loves coming up on my legs and fucking laying there with me, and I'm drinking like an old fashioned or something, and I basically fall asleep every time when this happens, and which is okay, but it's not great for my back or just like sleep in general, because I have to get up and then go to sleep.
Yep.
And then my wife is yelling at me like
Come to
multiple.
bed.
Yeah. So it's just I'm trying to break this habit. This is like,
Do the
Yeah.
same shit, dude.
it's I gotta stay
So
off the
comfortable.
fucking couch until I'm
I
ready to
love
just
fucking-
give up.
I'll fucking sleep. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed. And it's like 1 a.m. And then I wake up and it's 3:30, and I'm like, what the fuck
Still on the
happened?
couch.
Right.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Well, you also got a new couch,
Like,
man.
oh, I'm
so,
on the
I mean,
couch. Fuck. Holy
maybe
shit. All right.
it's the first time in a long time that you actually wanted to felt comfortable enough on your couch to sleep because it's been comfortable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The
it's gonna
But it
happen. bro.
sucks though, because he probably has a way more comfortable bed.
Well,
than
yeah,
you
that's
do.
the thing,
You know what I
and
mean?
it just
I-
kind of breaks your sleep up too. And
Right.
it's just like
Yeah.
it's not as solid as sleep, but it's fucking nice. When when it's
good
just
couch,
it's just
though,
like,
man.
God damn, this is great.
I'm a side sleeper,
right.
so what I like is it's like, you can lean into the back of the couch, and then, you just slip the other way and lean back into it with the other way. It's like, oh man, for a side sleeper, fucking, and a nice couch,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, who needs a bed?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
do.
Yeah, my back
I'm
really
a back
needs a
sleeper.
Who needs
I'm
a
a
bed
back
couple?
sleeper,
it
dude.
needs
I
my
gotta have.
bed. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to break that shit. Get out of the couch mode until I'm really ready.
Word. All right. I'm gonna talk about Judge. I don't even know her first name, Doro. I don't even want to give her any more fucking credit.
Dingleberry door.
So anyway, she was in charge. She was the judge in that Daryl Brooks trial that just
Okay.
went out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and he was just sentenced yesterday, but the sentencing, it started. His like final statement started at like 12:40. It didn't finish until 6 p.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and he only spoke for like an hour and a half, which is still long. But she spoke
What?
for the remainder of the time. Yes, dude. And the only reason, and it was apparent to everybody, is that she's running for the Wisconsin Supreme
Oh.
Court. She was grandstanding
This
in
entire
a fucking murder trial, a multiple murder trial.
Right.
And she talked for 5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
It was like 4. It was a little over 4, I think, because he talked for a while.
Jesus.
But like where it becomes apparent it's a political stump.
wrapped
And it
up,
wasn't even
dude.
like she would like make him leave the courtroom because he was interrupting, and then bring him back. Like, and then she's like, "Okay, you gotta leave again." Like, just what the fuck? get this shit
Right.
over with. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she read every single fucking, like, 61 straight, I think it was 61 or 62 straight, 17 and a half years for Christina, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, but isn't it by
17 and a
formality
half
she
years.
has to read each and every one of those charges?
Yeah, I get that part. But after the murders, like life sentence for blah, 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 she allowed applause.
Hmm.
I've never seen that.
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen it either.
Yeah.
I don't watch too many death sentences.
You'll get 25 years, and you'll get 25 years. And
Right.
people just fucking clapping.
Right.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
That's a fucking Friday night in this household watching a
So,
death
I'm just saying.
sentence
Death sentence.
hearing.
Jesus.
Bitch needs to fucking. I'm not gonna vote.
I can see Orca sitting on the sex, so shall he live?
Yeah, on my fucking comfortable fucking couch.
But
Yeah.
before you
Anyway,
know,
I'm sure you could find the footage online.
Oh
CNN.
god, yeah, that sounds pretty gross.
It's
I
ridiculous.
mean, it does sound fucking.
Fucking Ron Johnson was beaten off to that shit.
I'm sure.
Right?
All right, Ashtray.
Fucking
Can't get my
justice.
Wahoos back.
Yeah, so I got my
For Wahoos?
my Wahoos. Sense of taste and smell are back for the most part.
Oh,
the
is
COVID.
that what the Wahoos are?
Well, like it's that I'm assuming it's like a dopamine trigger that you get from most pleasurable things.
Yeah.
Take
yeah.
for instance the first beer after a hard day of work. You know, you have that sip and you get that
Yeah,
like
first-
satisfaction
First smell of
feeling.
pussy when you get the panties off.
Yes. When you
It's
eat
little things,
tasty
Orca, don't-
food
don't
and you're
knock
like, "Mwah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amore.
When
that-
you're going down on someone and they fart,
Yeah.
it's like
It
right in your
burns
mouth.
your nose a little.
Mm.
Yeah. A little
Yeah.
chilly.
So for whatever reason,
Thanks, Teddy.
that is still not
Hey, man, it's called love.
come back for me, which makes a lot of the enjoyments of life. So like I can still I can feel the effects of when I smoke weed, but I don't quite get that initial like yeah.
Really? Oh.
And so it's like I have no desire to like take another hit or
First hit of the
um,
day is fantastic.
yeah, the best like the first hit when you get home from work. It's that satisfaction isn't there yet.
My first hit's been when I go to work.
That's why I was right. Took me so long to finish my fucking dinner because it's like it's tasty, but it's not satisfying. And so it's like halfway through my meal, I'm like, meh,
Yeah.
I'm bored.
Did you
I'm
just
like,
quote The Lion King, tasty but
myself.
not satisfying?
is that from The Lion King? You would know. I haven't watched The Lion King since I was 12. Anyways, hopefully my Wahoos come back.
Come back, Wahoos. We need you.
Otherwise, I'm gonna. Well, I guess it'll be like I'm sober not because I like need to be. It's just because I got to wire my reward centers like disarmed. Burp.
Okay.
I have
Anyways,
faith in
Alright.
you and
you know me,
restoring
it'll
your
actually-
fucking alcoholism.
Oh,
You,
yeah,
you can do it,
Yeah.
man.
in my veins, just a little bit more at a time.
All right. Teddy, VR that can kill you.
Okay, so the guy who was the founder of the Oculus firm, his name is Palmer Luckey. He created a headset, a VR headset that can kill you. And the
Sounds
reason
so fake.
and it is real. The reason he made it is because he's a fan of an anime, of a manga and anime called Sword Art Online. It's actually a pretty good anime and manga. The premise of the manga is they come out with in the year 2022 with his new VR headset. It's called Nerve Gear, and it's called Full Dive VR. So you're in the game. The first day the game is released, about I think it's like 10,000 people get trapped inside because the creator you can't log out, and if you die in the game, you die in real life because the Nerve Gear runs off some kind of like microwave shit, and it pretty much just superposes fuck your brain up. So this guy's a huge fan, and he actually made, if you can see the picture of the if you look into the link I made, those three things poking out of it are charges. that are pointed at your head. So if you die, and it's yeah.
Yeah.
He's working. He's working
Anyone
on a
could
better
glue
on
some
a better
fucking
model.
long dangly things in a video. Yep, see those charges. It's like, has anyone actually tested this or like verified it's real?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't tested. He didn't want to test it on himself. But just the fucking
Wait.
thought of doing some retarded shit. I mean, white people are fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Is my point. That's my whole fuck with you thing, pretty much.
It is retarded.
I'm a big fan of the anime, but I would never do this shit. I don't get. You know.
Right.
He's doing it for the lulz.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I think I saw it was like on Vice magazine or something, and I was like, I don't even want to dignify this headline with a click.
He's probably running for the Supreme Court or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man.
He
Right?
did
This is
talk
really
about how
tough
cool
on
the
crime.
how cool the maybe fake dangly charges that actually talking about was for like 5 hours. So, you know, you could have something there. I just think it's retarded. I mean, it's I don't understand why you go to video games for fantasy.
It sounds like an
the whole
Elon
point of it.
Musk, you know, like fucking prank, like fake product kind of thing from the Boring Company.
Yep, just like his penis rockets.
And you know what? People would complain because, you know what, there's just too much lag. I couldn't even play long enough to die. Losers.
You are right.
Couldn't even play long enough to die. Oh my god. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, shit.
Go kill
Any
yourself,
last words?
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I got a question for everybody.
What's that?
You ever see a girl so fine you want to suck a fart out her booty hole?
Oh, yeah. Didn't you ask us that last week?
I don't think so.
I could've
Anyway.
swore. Anyways, yes.
Only a
Wow.
fucking
There's
ass
some good booty
dog.
holes.
Anyway,
That's right.
in all seriousness, go fuck yourself, Russia. It's our show. We're going to be here every Wednesday or Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/theredeyereport. Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Mystic.
This is asshole.
I'm Oracle.
No, I'm saying it.
And this is the Red Eye Report. I saw you put it in there, dipshit. I was looking at the fucking.
Yeah, see, like he's the one that's been changing our shit because you.
Yeah, they're like,
That's how he gets his pleasure now. He gets his
Yeah,
right
yeah.
I think my Yahoo's fucking with your script.
typos. Yeah.